Namaskaram. In today's blog series, we are going to have a look about Einstein's special theory of relativity and the relevant context that was available in ancient Bhagavatam. The topic of interest today is time dilation. Time dilation, in simple terms, is any moving clock would slow down relative to a stationary observer. To explain this, kindly have a look at the graph that is given in the backdrop. What you will observe is like when you are traveling at the speed of light, which is at a 0% traveling of the light, the time dilation value is absolutely nil. But as you increase your speed, and that's what you're going to look at here, it's going above. So when your speed increases relative to the percentage of the speed of light, you find the time dilation increasing pretty rapidly. This can be mathematically represented in an equation which is given above. T dash is equal to T into root of 1 minus V square by C square, where T dash is the time dilation, T is the stationary time, V is the velocity, and C is the speed of light. This concept, though it looks very vague for you right now, it is easily explained with the help of twin paradox example. Let's say take an example of the picture that is given, where there are two identical twins. One of the twins stays on Earth and the other twin travels to the space. After a few years, the person who traveled to the space returns back to Earth. What he will find is like the person who was there on the Earth has turned to be a very old man. While traveling before, both of them were of the same age, but while returning back, he finds his twin, identical twin, who stayed on Earth, has aged very much compared to him. This is because the clock on Earth runs pretty faster. Now, let's see whether the same concept existed in India or how the concept was existing in India. To explore this, we have to go to Puranas. So what is the Puranas? In Indian literature, it is classified as the Vedas, the Brahmanas, the Aryankas, and the Upanishadams. These are called the Vedic literature. Beneath the Vedic literature, we have got Shiksha, Niruktam, Vyakaranam, Chandashastram, Kalpashastram, and Jyotishyam. This is called Vedangas. Beneath the Vedangas, we have got Upavedas. Upavedas are example like the Dhanurveda, the Ayurveda, the Sthapatya Veda. The Sthapatya Veda is one in which we have the Vastu Shastram for house construction activities. Like this, there are documentations. And beneath them, we have also got Itihasas. There are two great Itihasas in India, which is Ramayana and Mahabharata. And beneath them, we have got the 18 Mahapuranas and 18 Upapuranas. So, if you look at the Indian literature is very vast. Of this, now we are going to pick up the Puranas. The 18 Mahapuranas and 18 Upapuranas, the Puranas are where the same dharmic concept is explained in story format for easy understanding by people. The major objective of the Puranas is to guide people in the dharmic, karmic, and bhakti margam. The final authority for the Puranas is sage Vyasa, who is Krishna Dvaipayana, who also composed the Vedas, who wrote the Mahabharata. Is also his son Sri Shukar. These Puranas were written at a place called Naimisharanyam, in which Maharishi, Suda Maharishi, Sudari Maharishi, and Saunagari Maharishi posed questions to different visiting Maharishis. Like visiting professor, when the Maharishis visit the ashram, they used to ask them questions, and the answers provided by the Maharishis were compiled, and that's how Puranas came into being. The Puranas, some of the Puranas have repetitive stories. This is for the reason because the Maharishis who used to explain the data, they may have used the same example to explain the different concepts. That's why you will find the same stories repeating across in other Puranas as well. The 18 Puranas include like the Vishnu Puranam, the Shiva Puranam, the Skanda Puranam, the Bhavishya Puranam, the Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam, the Garuda Puranam, Varaha Puranam, Matsya Puranam, etc. Our topic of interest today is the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam was narrated by Sri Shukar Maharishi to Parikshit Maharaja, and Parikshit Maharaja, after hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, raised above to the abode of heaven or attained moksha. So in that Srimad Bhagavatam, there are lots of stories that have been shared. Our topic of interest is the story about King Revatīṁ. King Revatīṁ had a son called King Kakudmī. King Kakudmī had a very beautiful daughter called Revatīṁ. So the king had the same problem as a father of a most beautiful daughter. Whom should he marry his daughter to? Because there were lots of suitable grooms available. However, if he marries his daughter to one groom, the other family may get disappointed, which may also lead to quarrel and war in between. So what he thought is like, let's go and ask Lord Brahma. In those days, talking to gods was very easy. So they thought, okay, let's go and ask Lord Brahma, and if anybody asks us questions, we will put the blame on Lord Brahma and say that Lord Brahma only asked me to marry to this person. That's why the problem will get resolved. So he, along with his daughter Revatīṁ, went to brahmalokam. When they went to brahmalokam, there was a small music concert that was happening by the Gandharvas. The program was about to get completed. So he thought, let's not disturb now. He waited for a few minutes and then approached Lord Brahma. After all his salutations, he asked Lord Brahma, this is my problem. I have so many kids and kings available to marry my daughter. Whom will be the right suitor for my daughter? So Lord Brahma used to laugh and say, tad-putra-pautra-naptಧಾṇಾಂ gotrāni-kṣaṇa śruṇmahē kālo abhyataḥ tri-ṇava catur-yuga-vikalpitaḥ. Which means for the few minutes you are staying over here, 27 catur-yugams have already passed on earth. So none of your kith and kin will be alive there. When you return back to earth, it will be Dwapara Yuga time and it will be Lord Krishna's Avadara time. So Lord Krishna will be having a brother called Balarama and marry your daughter Revatīṁ to Balarama. And then it also goes to say that in earlier yugams people used to be taller and later yugams people used to be shorter. So Revatīṁ used to be tall and Balarama used to be short, and they used to get the height adjusted and get married. So it goes on like this. So what we understand from this is like, for the few minutes in brahmalokam, we understand that 27 catur-yugams have already passed on earth. That is, time runs very fast on earth for the few minutes in brahmalokam. Now let's compare with the twin paradox. So for the person who was in space was still younger, the person who was on earth, he turned older because of the time running faster on earth. See how beautifully in the Srimad Bhagavatam they compared time runs pretty faster, 27 catur-yugams compared to the small time available in space. So that's how the concept of time dilation, special theory of relativity was available in India in Srimad Bhagavatam long time before. You would have also heard very common terms spoken among the people that the gods used to be generally very young in age when compared to people on earth. With this, we can see that the concept of time dilation and special theory of relativity was pretty much prevalent in India. Hope you had an opportunity to learn something new today. We will reconnect again with some other interesting topic. Thanks for watching.